It's all kinds of fun, and I hope they had a great time with me. Let's go ahead and check it out now. Guys, I'm Rob with Robert Hand Photography. Today I want to talk to you about YoloBox Ultra. What I'm going to talk about today is going to be working with any kind of YoloBox product, but I would like to share with you live stream productions with YoloBox, how simple it is. Now, I know that you can't see it real big right here, so I'm going to make sure that you get a look at that in a little bit. I've got a couple of things I'm going to demo today for you, specifically audio and how to get things like a guitar into YoloBox. This is real important because you may want to actually do something with the guitar and you might want to have some kind of music. There's a lot of things that are going on here, and I want to just give you the examples of how you can use YoloBox, because there's so many tutorials that just say it can do this and it can do that, but what can it really do for you? So before we jump into any of that, I want to let you know that this video is not sponsored, and if you find any of it helpful, and I mean any of it, hit the Amazon links down below, hit the like and subscribe. Let me know that this type of content is something that's helpful for you. Okay, that being said, what would you like to share with the world? There's a hidden secret about YoloBox as well that no one even talks about, and that is the fact that YoloBox has a hidden recording feature. You don't even have to be live when you're recording. Many people overlook this feature, but it's the #1 way that I make most of my videos. Imagine this. You have to go into Premiere Pro or Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve in order to edit your video. What if you could do that at the same time that you were making the video? Well, if you could, then you would find out that you would have saved quite a bit of time. Now, what I did just there is I'm hearing my echo in my headphones, so I had to take those out. I do have the ability to monitor here, and it was irritating me. So as we continue that concept of what you can do with YoloBox, let's not forget that while we're live, we can actually see who's talking, what's commenting, and where, as well as answer right here on YoloBox. Now, if those things sound like a time saver to you, then boy, let me tell you, this is going to be great. Now, where the monitor mode can truly help is if you have one camera and you want to record several different types of things. In that instance, you can record the camera and transfer your files to YoloBox, and then YoloBox would be able to have the files to use as additional videos so that you could bring that segment on, something that looks quite a bit like this. Check this out. Okay, we're back. So I had to remember to turn my sound on there just a second ago, but as we got it started up, you were able to hear the sound and everything as it came through. Now, the idea is a pre-recorded video could actually be something that's already in YoloBox that you can bring up. That could be an on-location element that you filmed somewhere else. That could be a PDF that you want to talk about. That could be all kinds of different things. So now when we talk about this pre-recorded aspect, I hope that you're beginning to see that YoloBox really can replace quite a bit of your workflow, but most of the time it's hard to figure out how it does that. So let me share with you how it does that. Okay, so first of all, we've got YoloBox right here. I'm going to zoom in. I guess I'll do it now just so that you can get a little bit closer and see. As we zoom in, you're going to see kind of a little bit about what YoloBox does. Let me adjust the monitor or the pulse so you can see a little bit better, and I'll help you out right here. And I want to show you this live so you can see exactly how responsive YoloBox is and how things like that happen. I'm sorry it's not perfectly formatted in the exact right spot, but as you can see, here we go. So when we're looking at YoloBox, we've got several different panels, and those panels include video sources that we can add, quite a few different video sources to include many different pictures, as well as different overlays that we can add. Okay, and you can add different overlays pretty simply by pressing the plus button, choosing the type of overlay that you'd like to add, or choosing your own image, like an image overlay. Here I'm going to add another. There we go. So now we've got these different images, we've got these different things that we can overlay, and it's just as simple as go ahead and pressing them and they'll pop up on the screen. And if you want to see your screen bigger, you can see it right there. You still have access to all of your overlays and all of your different video sources. You can just as simply tap on it to turn it off. Boom. Okay, let's go back to that. Now that we've done all that, and you realize that we can kind of scroll around and move pretty easy, how do we put these things together to make video for you? How do we do that? Well, if you're going to go live, we need to first turn on the different live destinations. That's as simple as signing into your, well, Facebook or Twitter or YouTube account. You can do it right here on the device. Now, I'm currently live streaming, so I can't jump out of this without stopping. However, it's as simple as you think it is. Just like with any phone that you might log back into your account, you do the same thing here on YoloBox. It's very easy. Once that's set up, all you have to do is push one button to go live. And you have a couple of options depending on where you are. You can choose to go live, private, or public, or unlisted just for you. This is great because then you can choose how your media is shared and you're in complete control of it the entire way. But there is actually a little bit more. When we think about that, there are some encoding settings. We can choose different encoding settings. Let me see if I can get down here. Stream encoding settings. Now, I can't change any of these right now because I'm streaming, but I can choose constant quality, constant bit rate, variable bit rate, and I can choose different bit rates in between. And I can also choose resolutions all the way up to 4K at 50,000 kilobits per second. That's 50 megabits per second. Many streams won't support that, especially depending on your internet connectivity. And how do you know what you should stream at? Well, YoloBox also has a built-in network test that makes it very, very simple. Okay, I'm talking about all these things so that you'll know what you need to know in order to begin streaming quickly. But it's easier than that. It's even easier than that. If you have an idea and you've used this few minutes and you've thought about several different ways that this can help you stream and get your message out, let me share you how I do it on one of my channels. I have a very small channel that just started a year ago. I'm building it. It's a guitar channel called Underground Guitar Party. And I love it. It's really great. But what I like to do is teach people how to play guitar, right? And because I'm live, I'm probably going to screw everything up real nicely. But the first thing you're going to need to know how to get into your YoloBox is music, is sound, is audio. Well, for me, I like to run my audio through the device that's capturing my video. Many times, most of the time, I choose to use a camcorder. Camcorders have direct audio inputs in the standard XLR connectors that have been a standard for 70 years. So it's easy, everything fits it, it works for me. All of my gear works with that. But that's not the only way. You see I'm using a Hollyland Lark Max here. Well, that doesn't connect directly into my camcorder without a 1/8 inch to XLR adapter. Well, because of that, if you didn't have a camcorder and you wanted your audio to go straight into YoloBox, you could do that too. When you plug audio directly into YoloBox, you have a choice between line input or mic input. These are important choices. But this is a consumer level specification and they don't always work exactly how you think. Because gain, the volume of your different audio devices, is different at different stages, pieces of equipment in between. So you have to make sure that your gain is staged at the right volume in between each device that connects to YoloBox to the microphone. It's not always as simple as just one device. Sometimes it's a microphone to a direct input box like on a guitar, to a mixer, and then from the mixer to YoloBox. Well, that's 4 steps, and each one of those steps has a different level of signal, how loud the signal is, and has to be addressed differently. I'm not going to share that with you in this video. I've got another one that I made on that talks about it a little bit more in depth. I will say that when you're staging your audio through YoloBox, it's been my experience that because it's a consumer level specification, meaning it's not pro level gear, this isn't for some reason now I can't think of any pro level audio gear. It just went out of devices, whatever, smart device. Anyways, it's not made to the same standard as what the guy is working on that movie down the street for Hollywood is. It's just not the same standard. Although the live streaming is a very high quality for what they do, even that's a consumer level standard. And so all of these things mean that when you go through YoloBox, you have to do a lot more work to get your audio just right because there's so many more stages in between. And you have to set your audio to unity which means that each level in between is set at the same volume, so that one click on the knob here is the same across your system. Otherwise, it'll mess up. It'll clip, it'll sound terrible. Because of that, I like to just cut out the middleman and send all my audio through one device, a camcorder. But if you're using a camera that's connected and you want to plug your Hollyland into your camera and send the camera into YoloBox, it will work quite a bit better. That's been my experience. So I don't generally use, well, that's not the case. I do use my Rodecaster Pro directly into YoloBox, but I have spent the time to set that up. I have a profile for it specifically with YoloBox that works great. And each of the different channels have to be set differently. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about audio a lot, and I'm sorry if that sounded a little bit flummoxy, but you needed to know that there are differences depending on the devices, and audio is half of video. In fact, I'd say audio is 90% of video. You could have the most terrible video in the world as far as quality, but if you can't hear, no one will watch. But if the video quality is bad, we've all seen it. You don't mind watching things that look bad, quality-wise. Content's a different story. But the point for all of this is we're there. We're at a point where we've actually got into it's time to make something. So what does that look like? Well, for me, since all of my audio is running through my board, out of my amp, so I can hear just a little bit, but I got my amp turned down way low, and I'm running my amp into my camcorder, my XLR. My XLR is then sending the video and audio, well, my XLR is sending the audio over the HDMI cable, and I've chosen that HDMI cable over in my audio panel as the audio that's on for the talking head. And I can see my levels are good to go right there. So, because of those things, I don't need to monitor anymore, and I feel pretty comfortable that we're good to go. Let me know in the comments down below just how good or bad it is. But because of that, let's say we wanted to talk about that. So we'd say something like, hey guys, welcome back to the party, the underground. Oh, let me redo that. See, you got me on my, hey friends, welcome back to the party, the underground guitar party. Rob here today. We're going to be talking about how to use YoloBox as a live production tool to make sure that your audience gets your message on your axe. Let's go ahead and hit it up. Friends, now, okay, so as you can see, that's kind of how we would move it along. So now we've done that, we haven't talked about different camera angles. In this instance right now, I don't have another camera angle turned in, but I do have another video. So I could very easily just come over here and add another video source to my local video. Now, let's pretend I wanted to show this cover song, which I will. That's been added. I need to also make sure that the audio is turned on for it. So I come over here to my audio panel, and my friends, I know it's a little bit small, but you can see how we're working. And notice how it currently says audio is off. I just click it to on. Because I know that my gain is pretty good, I'm going to pop it back up right around 11, minus 11 decibels. That way I can still talk over this for you. In fact, I guess I'll keep it down to about minus 18, which is where I like my level set for my video so that I can do intros over top of them. But check this out. Notice I'm able to talk over the audio on the video, which is a really great thing. So let's go ahead and roll that.
Used to chase that Georgia freight, just a couple kids in a Chevrolet. Catch a little air when we cross the tracks, sitting on something from a paper sack. Hang your shirt on a maple limb, right around the corner by the river bend.
Just a lot of fun here.
I'll be jumping in.
My son recorded this for me.
I'm chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down, burning, going down. I'm chasing you like those goodbye tail lights, heading west to anywhere from the snow-wet town. Chasing that feeling, chasing that freedom, it's gone too soon. Chasing that you and me, I won't see in my rear view. I'm lying
There you
here
go.
in bed,
And we
I'm
even have a
holding
picture-in-picture
someone
video. What do you say?
I'm chasing you, yeah, I'm chasing you.
It's pretty neat if you think about it. So we've got a couple of fun things that we can do there, but we're not done. Remember, this was the concept of teaching you how to teach someone how to do something. And we're doing this live, but the most important part is that you don't have to do this live. You can do this all in monitor mode. Everything that's done right now can be done offline, which you can then, if you choose to, edit later, but more importantly, you can save these as individual recordings that you then schedule for release later, either by going live and choosing that recording from YoloBox, or turning it onto your phone, plugging it into your computer, and uploading it. As we continue all of those features, let's talk about this. We were thinking about something like making a song, so it might be important that we have a chord. So let's say I was trying to teach someone how to do a chord. This looks like a D chord. So now we've got the D chord on the screen, and if we wanted to, we could just as easily choose to move it around. I could scale it a little bit differently, right? And now turn it back on, boom. And I could also, I guess, choose to move it however I would like, right? Done right there. Bingo. So now you've got a little bit more of an idea of how we could use YoloBox. The final thing that I'd like to share with you is that these tools, these things right here, grow and scale with you, because we did not even talk about chroma keying. Like, we can actually take this background out. This is a horrible background to attempt to do a chroma key because it's not a consistent color and luminance. It's also not the right color. We got some blue over there and some pink over here, or whatever. But let's pretend it was. We could simply come over here and tap on the gear icon. I guess I'll bring you back in so that you can see. Don't forget, again, it's going to get a little dark, but it'll be okay. I'll make sure you can see. Okay, so now that we're here, we've actually got a little gear icon that popped up. We can do all kinds of things with this video. Go ahead and turn this off. But if we turn on chroma keying, the blue in the background can create as many different titles as we'd like, lower thirds, main titles, whatever. But we can also create these animated GIFs. Now I'm going to go ahead and push this button, and you're going to see this GIF pop up, and now a title pops up. Or a logo pops up. And it's got a nice fade transition. You can change all that stuff, which is really cool. This means that after a little bit of practice, I mean, this should be exciting. If you're not already excited, if you don't have something to share and haven't thought to yourself, I wish there was a tool that could help me, then I don't know how to help you, because this is a game changer. This for me was amazing. This took everything that has to happen at my desk and put it on top of my camera. As a quick aside, I know we are talking about a little pro tip, how to use GIFs, animated GIFs, as bumpers and thumbnails and stingers and transitions. YoloBox Mini is my absolute favorite YoloBox out of all of them. Let me see if I can turn this one on. It might be dead. Yeah, I don't think I've got this one charged. I use them so many times. Okay, YoloBox Mini is amazing. First of all, it's small. It's about the size of my phone. It's over there. And anyway, and this goes directly on top of, I mean, look how much smaller YoloBox Mini is from YoloBox Ultra. Like 8 inches screen compared to like a 5-inch screen. This fits right on top of a camera so nicely, right? That means that you can go live with a real camera, whatever camera you've got, way better than your cell phone, to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, RTMPS, SRT, whatever platform, whatever technology you need, you can go live with something as small as this. Oh, and if I didn't say earlier, guys, it goes live through a SIM card. You can activate this on T-Mobile and AT&T in the United States and other SIM card networks in Europe and stuff like that. It can use a dongle. You can bond to a network, so you can use your SIM card and a dongle, Wi-Fi dongle at the same time. You use your SIM card and a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone at the same time. You can use just your hotspot from your phone or just your dongle. Or you can even do Wi-Fi. Well, Ethernet. You can do all 4 different ways to connect. It just makes it simple. It's simple. And it fits in your pocket. It's so easy. 3 hours, 4 hours of live time right there if you have the screen brightness turned down. It's exciting. And the final part is, just like anything else, I'm going to send you out with some credits. So we're going to go ahead here. Because I've been turning all my different videos on and off, I'm going to delete one of my local videos. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to add a video source. This is going to be local video number 1. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find my one that's titled Outro. Boom, click done. Now I've got it loaded. And I'm going to make sure that it's set to play. Local video 1, off. Now I've set that back to on. Great. These are the types of things you can do while managing your show, your podcast, whatever it is you're doing live. You can do this behind the scenes, especially if you've got 2 angles. And you can have more than one guest. You can invite guests via live stream or via a link. They can show up right there. They can open their link on their phone or their computer and it'll work. But I'll save all that for another day. Guys, I'm Rob with Robert Hand Photography. I have had a great time sharing with you YoloBox Ultra. This is the fastest, easiest to use YoloBox with the most processing power, most inputs, and it's just a lot of fun. I make money with YoloBox from funeral live streams, weddings, and all kinds of different things down in my area in Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads. Guys, I hope that you can too. I'm Rob. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye for now.